Hi everyone, welcome to the Code Query Hub. So in this video, let's discuss the operators in Python. So we are having these types of operators: assignment operator, arithmetic operators, conditional operators, logical operators, and bitwise logical operators. So let's discuss them one by one. So first is your assignment operator. So assignment operator is represented by equal to symbol, and it is used to assign some value to a variable. For example, let's take a variable a and let's try to assign some value to it. So yeah, we can see that this value 10 has been assigned to this variable a. Now, next operator is your arithmetic operators. So let's discuss it. So arithmetic operators are represented by plus, minus, multiply, divide, and this percentage symbol is your modulus operator. And this is used to calculate the power, double asterisk sign. And this double division sign is the integer division. And this is your float division. Single division sign is. Now let's discuss them one by one. Suppose you want to perform addition, then you can do it with the help of plus operator. So let's take an example. Now, if you want to subtract two numbers, so let's do it. So yeah, the result is 3. And let's multiply two numbers. You can see that it is performing fine. And let's check the modulus operator first. So the modulus operator is used to get the remainder. It will give you the remainder. So when you divide 6 with 5, you will get the remainder as 2. So we can say this modulus operator gives you the remainder. And let's check this power first. So suppose, let's take this example. So 2 raised to the power 4 is 16. So this double asterisk mark is used to calculate the power. So this is used to calculate the power. Now, next is your division. So let's perform the float division. So we can perform the float division with the help of single division mark. So let's take an example. So we can see if you divide 5 by 2, we will get 2.5. And let's take the integer division. Let's divide the same number. So yeah, we can see when we perform float division, then we will get the float value as the result, and it will give you the integer value of the quotient. So float division will give you the quotient and it will give you the integer part of the quotient. Now, one more thing. Suppose, let's take a number which is completely divisible by that number. So, yeah, you can see that if you take a number which is completely divisible by that number, even then in that case, you will get the float value. So, let me write it as the output of float division is always float, even if the number is completely divisible. So this is your float division and integer division. So these are very important. Now let's talk about the another type of operator, that is your conditional operators. So the conditional operators are greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, and exclamatory sign equal to. This will represent not equal to, and equal to. It is used to compare the left hand side and right hand side. And one more is in operator. So let's see. Now, one important rule is whenever you perform the conditional operators, then the output will always be Boolean. It means when you apply some conditional operator, then the result is either true or false. So let me write it as whenever we use conditional operators, the output is always Boolean. So let's see. Suppose we are saying 4 is greater than 6. So what should be the result? We can clearly see that 4 is not greater than 6. Then the output must be false. So yeah. And if we reverse the operator, that is 4 is less than 6. So then we get the true value. Now let's try this one. If we say 5 is greater than equal to 3. So one condition is true. So the output is true. And if we say 3 equal to greater than equal to 3, then also it will be true. And less than equal to 3, it will be true. It means in this case, even if one condition is true, then the output will be true. So in this way, we can use the conditional operators. Now, let's see the not equal to operator. Suppose we are saying 4 is not equal to 5. So yeah, this condition is true because 4 is not equal to 5. So the output must be true. Now, if we take some identical numbers, then the output must be false because it is equal to that number. So yeah, the output is false. In this way, we can use the conditional operators to check the conditions. Now, let's take this one operator, double equal to. So it is used to compare the left hand side and the right hand side. Suppose we take any number. If we compare 7 with 7, then the output must be true. Yeah. And if we say 4 equal to 9, so it will compare. So we can clearly see that 4 is not equal to 9. So the output will be false. And one more thing, suppose if you are doing some calculation and then comparing, it is also possible in case of Python. So let's see, it is false. But if we say 6 plus 5 equal to 11, so the result will be true. So yeah, Python is efficient to perform the calculation and then comparing the left hand side or the right hand side accordingly. And the next one is your in operator. So let's see how it works. Suppose in is like we have discussed the multi-valued operators in SQL. So these are the operator which is used to compare multiple values. So in Python is similar to that one. Suppose we want to compare or we want to check the values, like if we say 5 in, and let's give some set of values, like we are giving 3, 6, 8, 5. And let's see, it is saying true. It means it will check for the value 5 and it will compare one by one with each values. And if that value is found in the set of values, then the output will be true, otherwise it is false. So let's check. Suppose, let's say this number. So now the 5 is not present in this set of values. Now let's see what should be the output. So yeah, it is false. So it is comparing this value with all other values, and if this value is found in the this set of values, then the output will be true, otherwise it will be false. Now this is the numeric values. Let's see the case with the string values. Suppose you want to check the locations. Let's take an example. Suppose we want to check the location, like we are having many locations, like let's see, Delhi, Mumbai, Uttarakhand, and let's take one more, Sikkim. So let's take these set of locations, and we have to check any location, like suppose we are checking Mumbai in this, and let's see the output. So it is saying true because Mumbai has been found in the given set of values. And now if we check for another location which is not present in that, suppose we are searching for Chandigarh, so it will say false because it is not found in the given set of values which we are comparing. So it will act like what? So in SQL, we have discussed that like how we used to compare locations. So we will say where location in, and this one. So this is how we, so let's write the query. Select star from table name, where location in this one. So in this way, we can write the query in SQL, but how it works in Python, let's see. So it will execute in this way, like where location equal to Delhi, or wait, let me copy it. So yeah, in the backend, it is working like that, where location equal to Delhi, or location equal to Mumbai, or location equal to Uttarakhand, or location equal to Sikkim. So in the backend, it is working like that. So it will search for this value among every value. So it is working like OR. So we have already discussed it in the SQL part. So you can go and watch the video. It will help you in SQL also. So it is a most important rule, and it is used to compare the multi-valued things. Now let's move further and let's talk about the logical operators. So now next one is your logical operators. So these are and, or, not. So and or not, these are your three logical operators. So we have already discussed that AND operator is used. So when all the condition are true, then the result will be true. And if one condition is false, then the result will be, sorry, if even the one condition is true, then the output of OR will be true. Otherwise, it will be false. So let me write it as and when all conditions are true, only then the output will be true, or we can say final output. So this is how AND operator works. So let me draw and be convert. And when even if one condition is true, then final output will be true and not. It is used to negate or flip the answer. So we can say it is used to flip the answer. Suppose you are saying, let's take the comparison operator, that is, we are comparing it. So it is saying no, 6 is not equal to 8. But if we say not of 6 equal to 8, then the output is true. So it is used to reverse the output. For example, let's take this number. So the output is true. But if we say not of, yeah, the output is false. So this is basically used to negate the answer or flip the answer. Now, let's move forward, and the last one is your bitwise logical operators. So these are, so let me write it first. So these are and, or, and not. But instead of writing this and, or not, we have to write the symbols. So the symbol for and is this one. And for or, we can use the pipe symbol. And for not, we can use the wave symbol. So let me check. Yeah, so this is your wave symbol. So the symbol is called ampersand. And this is your pipe symbol. And this is your wave symbol. So it works similar to that of logical operators, but the difference is we will use with the help of symbols. So when in the next videos, when we learn about the Python libraries like NumPy, Pandas, then there we will use them. Okay. So now let's discuss the operators precedence. So this is a very important topic because it will give you an idea like how the Python will execute. So in the earlier classes, we have learned about BODMAS rule. We will do the calculations with the help of BODMAS rule. So let's see how the Python works. So operators precedence in Python is based on this rule. So let's write it as and. So first, it will give the precedence to the bracket, and instead of, it will give the precedence of to the power And next, division and multiplication. So in Python, both division and multiplication have the same precedence. So the execution happens from left to right. So let me write it as both division and multiplication have the same precedence and execution happens from left to right. So it may be possible that in a single line we are having many operators like plus, minus. So Python always execute from left to right. Now the next is addition and subtraction. So it is similar to that of division and multiplication. So in Python, we can say both addition and subtraction have the same precedence and same, the execution happens from left to right. So this is how the Python executes. Now let's take an example to see the operator's precedence. So let me take some example like 4 plus, let's take any random numbers and then modulus operator 4 plus 1. Yeah. Suppose we want to solve this equation, then how it will be solved in Python? So let's see with the help of this one. So first of all, it will give the precedence to the bracket. So this will be calculated first. So let's try to calculate it manually. Then we will see what will be the answer. So let's try to understand it. So let's calculate bracket first. So this is 5. Now the next precedence will be given to power. So there is nothing like power. So we will give next precedence to division. So we are having multiplication and division both. So we will execute from left to right. So this will be calculated first. So 5 3s are 15. Wait. This one. Now this is calculated. So if we divide 15 by 5, it is completely divisible. So the remainder will be 0. In the next step, it will give the precedence to division operator. Now we have studied that we are having two types of division. One is your float division and second one is your integer division. So the output of float division is always float, even if the number is completely divisible. So we have to keep this rule in mind. So what it will give? If you divide 0 by 2, then it will be the float division. So you will get 0.0. Don't write 0 here. It will be float. Now, in the next step, you are having plus and minus. So we have learned that addition and subtraction have the same precedence. So the execution happens from left to right. Now, it will be added. So if you add this, you will get 4.0. Now, if you subtract it, you will get the result as 3.0. So this should be your answer. Now let's see. So this is how you did it manually. But let's see what the answer when you perform it in the Python. So let's run it. So yeah. you will get the same answer. In this way, you can perform the calculations in Python. I hope you understand this. So this is a very important topic, and do remember this rule for the float division and integer division. So yeah. So this is how we use the operators in Python and how the precedence has been given to the operators in Python. So that's it for today. I hope you like this video. So if you found this video helpful, please do like, share and subscribe to Code Query Hub. Thanks for watching.